This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Now, we've got Frank's old pals in here, who we all grew up with. Say hi.
The Sunshine Boys. The Sunshine Boys.
Right, so just to give a bit of context to everyone watching, we are at the Emirates to watch Arsenal play Wimbledon. Arsenal have just won 3-0. Now, I haven't told you all, I'm actually a Chelsea fan and I live in Wimbledon. So, there's a bit of breaking news for you all.
That's right, we're all going to bash you up outside, don't worry about that.
Right, anyways, that's out of the way. You all know I'm a Chelsea fan.
Stay from the Wimbledon bench.
I got a couple of StubHub tickets. Go on, carry on.
Frank, obviously, we just spoke off camera. You got some breaking news for us. A rematch between Anthony Yard and Lyndon Arthur is on.
Yes, it is. We finally reached an agreement and it's all done. So we'll be announcing a date soon. So I'm looking forward to the rematch and getting it on so that we will get it in front of fans this time. Last time it was behind closed doors. This time in front of fans, and I'm sure it's going to be a cracking fight.
Okay, I think everyone in boxing thought that fight was not going to take place. So what led to it taking place?
We have a contract, and I said from day one there was a contract there, and that contract thankfully has been acknowledged, and now the fight will go ahead.
Okay, so there was a hearing. I take
No,
it.
there was no hearing.
There wasn't.
It's been settled before the hearing.
So Pat Barrett and Lyndon Arthur's team kind of complied with the contract.
Lyndon, who's the fighter, he's now signed for the fight to take place, which is all that matters.
Okay, and what we're looking at sometime just before the end of the year,
Yes, definitely.
in front of a large kind of arena, not stadium, but
Well, it'll go on one of the shows. We got some big shows lined up before Christmas, so it'll be on one of those shows.
okay. And obviously, we learnt your October 9th show will carry on as planned, leading
Correct.
into Fury Wilder.
Yeah.
It's a good main event between Foster and Cunningham as well.
It's a cracker, isn't it? I mean, it's a really good fight, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure as a lot of the fans are.
Yeah. Have we learnt whether that will be kind of included in the pay-per-view slot for Fury Wilder? We're not sure.
We will be making an announcement on that next week.
Okay. Frank, I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of other things. We learnt that Nathan Gorman has signed with Wasserman, and there's been obviously a split with yourself with him. Just talk me through that. What happened with Nathan?
Our contract expired, and we had some discussions. At the end of the day, we made our offer to Nathan, what we felt we were comfortable with, and we never heard back. And obviously, he's got the Wassermans, and good luck to him in the future. And I hope he does well. He's a lovely fellow.
Okay, but you've got a lot of heavyweights to concentrate on.
We've got certainly a lot of heavyweights. We've got a lot of top class heavyweights, who are really doing well. We've got obviously Tyson is fighting on the 9th of October, and before that we've got, after that we've got both Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce will be fighting before the end of the year in two respective.
Sorry, just picking that back up. The TV automatically turned on. Is that what happens at Arsenal?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything works well here, doesn't it?
Were you pleased with tonight? What did you say?
Yeah, they've done well, didn't they? They've done well. But it is what it is, isn't it? We want to see Premiership wins. We want to see them up there in the competing for the title, and they've got a long way to go. There's no doubt about that.
I'm bound to.
Well, yeah, big derby
Your
this
light's
Sunday.
gone there.
Yeah, I know. I see that. It's all happening in here.
It's falling apart, isn't it?
There we go. We're back on.
What's happening? We're back on. Go on.
Yeah, it's a big derby this Sunday. Obviously, you confident?
Yeah. Going to kick Tottenham's arse.
Oh, fighting talk here. Oh, maybe not.
I've got everything crossed. Eyes. I'm like Ben Turpin.
We are a full team. 300 strong.
God.
Frank, there was a couple of social media posts from both Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Now, I know we're going to discuss that next week when you have some more news on that. But yeah, there was a $1 million offer sent. We heard from Jake Paul, and he kind of said, "Oh, Tommy's refused the offers, etc."
Well, look, I could, as he quite rightly said, that offer was made, but that fight is worth millions and millions of dollars, and so Tommy wants to get what he feels is a decent purse for him. But the negotiations are going on, and hopefully we can work something out, because it's a fight that, from their respective perspectives, everybody wants to see.
Yeah, we'll discuss that when you've got some more updates.
Absolutely.
On that. Yeah, talking about Arsenal and the Emirates, Joe Joyce here next season.
Oh, please God. Joe's a big Arsenal fan, and I'd love to see him here getting his opportunity. He's ranked number 1 by the WBO, so his eyes are going to be, like all of us, are going to be firmly set on Saturday's fight with Joshua and Usyk. If Usyk wins, then the WBO will order him immediately to fight Joe Joyce.
Okay. When did you hear that from the WBO?
Well, it will be because he's the number one.
Okay.
That's how it'll be.
And Daniel Dubois and Trevor Bryant with the WBA, where are we at that?
We're still talking to the WBO.
Okay.
We want to get it over the line, but Daniel is the number one, and again, he's in we got both our guys in fantastic positions, and I'm hoping that AJ does the business on Saturday. I hope Tyson, which I'm quite confident is with you, do the business on the 9th, and then afterwards they can get their fight on, and by the time they, hopefully, if all this all works out as we're talking about, then with both Daniel and with Joe, they'll be in really good positions to be challenging for whoever winds up being the winner of all these fights.
We are 3 days out now. Just across the road at Tottenham, Joshua defends his belts against Usyk.
Garlic, where's the garlic? Go on, go.
You confident that Joshua comes through?
No, look, do you know what? It's one. He should, on paper, he should walk through it because a good big one always beats a good little one, and I've said it to you before when we spoke. And Usyk's coming up a weight from cruiserweight. He's had 2 fights at cruiserweight. Was it Chaz Witherspoon, which he won, and against Chisora. Derek always does well enough to fight to come second, and he did what he had to do there. But the bottom line is, you would think that his physical attributes with AJ will be too much for him. He's got a great jab. He's big. He's a big puncher, and you would think that he should get rid of him fairly soon. If he doesn't, and from my perspective, if the fight goes on, then if Usyk can, and he's a good boxer, Usyk, but he's not a massive big puncher. But if he can get underneath his jab, get inside him and start working to the body, and the fight goes past sort of 6 or 7 rounds, then you've got to feel that he's obviously in with a big chance there. And if it goes the distance, I would fancy Usyk to have his hand being put up at the end of the day, because it would seem to me if he lasted 12 rounds, then he'd have outboxed him.
Well, we'll find out on Saturday night.
He certainly will.
Another heavyweight.
I don't want that to happen, by the way. Knock him over in 1 round. Let's get one part of the jigsaw done.
Of course, another heavyweight fight coming up is Dillian White v Otto Volin. Otto Volin, very well. We were both there in Las Vegas when he had a really good fight with Tyson Fury. Your thoughts on that fight?
Well, look, it is what it is, isn't it? I remember at the time when that fight was made with Tyson and Otto Volin that I remember Eddie Hearn saying what a terrible fight that was for Tyson. That fight shouldn't be happening. It's a disgrace to boxing and so forth. And it's funny how things come round.
Well, it's a good fight, isn't it, on paper, White Volin?
It is a good fight. I'm not saying it's not a good fight, but all I'm doing is absolutely repeating what was said at the time. And there he is, Wallin now, with a guy who's been a bridesmaid for how long now? I mean, he's been sitting there. His arse must be so sore sitting there looking inside, seeing what's going on, which he's been doing for a long time now. It must be in a right state. I should think if he's got farmers, he'll be really struggling.
Any news on Dennis McCann?
Dennis is going to be fighting in November.
Okay. Possibly against that Matos fight?
I don't know yet. I mean, we'll see where we are. We're talking at the moment regarding, we're discussing our opponents, and I just want to see him back out again. He's a fabulous little fighter. As you know from day one, I'm a massive Dennis McCann fan, and I've liked him from the beginning. He's a super little fighter, and we just want to move him up and get him into better fights and into a better position. And I'm hoping sometime next year he's going to challenge for a decent title.
We hope so. And is that the same case with Hamza Shiraz new soon?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hamza's. He's an exceptional fighter. He's done extremely well, and we'll be announcing details of his fight very soon before Christmas.
Just the last one as well. Yesterday we learnt that Joshua extended his contract with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, a lifetime contract. Were you surprised by that? Did you expect that?
No, not really. I mean, listen, that's his choice. He's done what he's done. I mean, they've worked well together as a team, And it's good to see teamwork working. I like to see some loyalty, and he's shown some loyalty. Good for him.
Okay, well listen, Frank. Arsenal have got what 3 wins on the bounce? Is that?
We want them. We want the wins that matter. We want the wins that matter.
Yeah, it was only Wimbledon tonight.
This only Wimbledon. I mean, you know, they come and done it. They were there for a little while, weren't they? To whatever. But with Arsenal, you know, it's very, you know, for somebody who's been coming to see Arsenal since I was 6 years of age. What's that? 30 years ago now. It's been a it's steady on. It's no. No, it's been very frustrating to say the least. I mean, we're sitting here now in the stadium, which supposed to have been when we moved here. What was it 10 or 11 years ago? Was to be a massive game changer. Well, it has changed the game. We've just gone backwards. So hopefully we go forwards.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Maybe about the 43 bus?
No, the 43 bus goes to Buzzville.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Barry!
Listen,
Barry's getting the 43 bus up because I ain't ordering him off.
This is sponsored by Horlicks.
That's too strong for me.
All these
It's a nice girl.
now these are all these old fellas who are. I just take them out every now and then. They're carers let me look after.
Frank used to babysit us when we had.
What, to keep them sane?
Keep them sane. Keep me sane as well.
Frank Warren, thank you very much for
It's a
coming to
pleasure,
IFL TV at the Emirates. And now you'll know I'm a Chelsea fan, so I better get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, you better get right the fuck out of it.
Thank you, Frank.
Go back and find some history.